What's up, everybody? Do we even have anybody on that is going to be on camera? Or are we all just kind of sitting around hiding behind our cameras today? Got two of you guys. What's up, Terry? What's up, Kurt?
Good afternoon.
You look like you're shoving lunch down your throat.
Yep.
I just finished doing that myself. Kurt, how you doing?
Doing all right. How about yourself?
Doing well, doing well. Let me turn this. Yeah, it's a little loud. On my end, I'm doing good. Week's going well. Had an awesome round of golf yesterday. Can't complain about that.
Had to be the pants.
The pants were last Monday,
Oh, got it.
but I did have we play every Tuesday in a league, business owner league. And I beat my coach yesterday for the first time. So
I'm still looking for that first awesome round of golf. For me, a round of golf looks a lot like a walk through the woods down the right side.
I utilize the whole course, both sides.
Well, that's what my good friend always says. He goes, if they didn't want me to hit it over there, they wouldn't have put grass there.
Exactly.
So thanks for asking. The week's been good. Let's see, I see Bob on here. Taylor, I know you said you weren't going to be on camera. Don't fall off the roof, please. I'd like to know why you're on the roof.
Well, if you guys want to, watch me work, then I'll turn my video on. But I figured nobody wants to do that. So I'm not hiding, Sean.
I
Where's
actually
my
would like
phone?
to see you working on a roof. What is going on?
I'm coating this roof. Let me turn around my camera.
Put on sunglasses. You're gonna go blind.
Good old
Yeah.
mobile home doing
Yeah.
some roof coatings.
Yeah, so it did look like that one over there. Actually, way worse. So now it's all shiny.
Good.
And
That way the
protected.
perspective. Are you flipping this one?
Yeah, this one's a flip.
Make sure the future homeowner, when they look at the house, they go on the roof and see how pretty it looks.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a selling point. Freshly coated roof. I'm not kidding.
No, I'm not either. Make them go up and see it.
They will know. Trust me.
Awesome. Let's see who else we got on here that I haven't seen in a while. Some of you guys are still jumping in and out. All right. While we give it another minute or two for some folks to get on, I think the reminder text got programmed to go out a hair late on accident. So I know there's going to be some others that'll be jumping on, but those that are on, other than Taylor, just shared a little win that she's working on. What else we got going on? Who's got something fun? Who's got something in the works? Doesn't even have to be fun. Who's just got stuff going? Nobody?
Well,
That's
she
a
was
problem.
talking about, she was on a mobile home. I'm actually taking a course now. Kind
I'm
of
gonna mute Eileen.
yes.
Unless she was talking to us, I don't know. But back to what I was saying, it's a little concerning that every week I ask that question. Who's got something going on? It's always the same people on, and I always get the same answer. Nothing.
That's not good.
Well, I
is-
mean, other than pouring cement and re-roofing and all that, I mean, you don't want to hear about all that fun stuff, do you?
Well, I mean, it's cool to hear, but dissect my question a little bit, right? Every week I ask, what do we
You
got
do.
going on? What's
Right.
working? What's not? Who's got something? Who's got some fun things to share? And every week it's always a blank stare. And I find that very concerning that as business owners, if we consistently week in and week out don't have things going on that are good, how well is business?
Had a great weekend with Amy and Shawnee Mack in Long Beach on private money lenders this last weekend.
That's pretty interesting.
Yep, yep. That was good. Good
What
turnout.
was your biggest takeaway that's going to help your business? I know what they teach, but
Yeah.
how's that going to help you?
It's going to help me interface more with social media, and me having to block time to make that effort to reach out to individuals to just start marketing myself for private money. I haven't done that, and that's in our course and everything else, and I just haven't taken the time to do that.
How come?
Busy with the operation side of everything going on. I haven't prioritized the admin side or the marketing side to do that.
For those of you that are just jumping on, just getting the cameras on, getting settled in, I asked the question, who's got something happening in their business? Who's got some stuff they'd like to share on what they're working on? And when I asked it, I got the same blank stare that we typically get. And we're kind of dissecting that. Kurt, I see you unmuted. I'm assuming you got something you want to share or say here.
Well, we spent the last couple of weeks talking about VAs and all that stuff. And we were supposed to have a VA start this week. And, we went through the hiring process, whittled it down from 39 applicants to 3 that I did a Zoom interview with. We selected the guy. And the plan was, we've written the SOP, so it has the step-by-step instructions on what to do. But I also wanted to do a training video, a training session with him, share my screen so he could see exactly what we're looking for.
Mhm.
And he was a no-show. He sent me something 45 minutes late and, begging off and all that stuff. But, maybe I'm a little too strict, but if you're 45 minutes late and don't even let me know what's going on the very first day, we're moving on. So now he's sending me texts trying to get me to come back to him. But I've got 3 more interviews scheduled tomorrow morning to find the VA that we decided we need. You only get one chance to make that first impression, and he failed miserably.
Could not agree more. Many of you guys saw my message that went out about we're starting to expand on the sales side of our company. We put some stuff out for those that might be interested in picking up some additional income. Very similar situation, Kurt. I had 4 or 5 people that had registered and said yes, they were interested in getting on this webinar, this Zoom call, kind of like a group interview, more or less like a, hey, jump on, get the information about it. And 4 or 5 of those people that had said yes never showed up. And I've got one of them right now reaching out saying, hey, is there any chance that you're going to do that again? Is there any way that I can get on that call and get that information still? I just realized that I missed it. Probably not what you want in a sales role, right? In a salesperson's job
Exactly,
description.
especially not on the first impression event.
Exactly. So I would not look at that like you're too strict. I'm surprised you. Hopefully you didn't sit there waiting for 45 minutes. I give them like 5 minutes and I'm out.
Well, I gave him 10, and then I went on about my business, doing other things. And it was 45 minutes later where I started getting the hey, can we get, I'm available now. And you needed to be available when I needed you to be available. And you weren't there. We had the time locked in. We had confirmed it. So no, you can go be a failure for somebody else.
Love it. Bob, how about yourself or anybody else that just recently jumped on? What we got going on? What's happening in the business today or right now? I
actually just put in an order for a bunch of shirts for the business, and then I'm working on a bunch of stuff for a thing that's going on this week for work called SOF Week. You get the letters, so dealing with that stuff, and then there's something else having a brain fart.
Tell me about the shirts.
I was just putting together like some t-shirts so that I have them for handouts, obviously with family, but a couple of friends. That way I got them. And then if I go and do something, one of the RIAs locally, I'll have something at least in the car to throw and give to somebody to network with.
I don't know why this idea just popped in my head.
Did it hurt?
No. But I wonder how well a QR code on the back of a shirt would scan.
I actually have seen them on a shit ton of shirts. Thanks for the heads up. That's a good idea because I don't think that was an option on the site that I was on, but they do work really well.
I think depending on the print style, right? If it's silk screen versus maybe direct to garment or something like that.
Well, this particular place is a direct to garment. They don't
Yep,
do
I
any of
bet.
the silk screen or any of that.
Yeah, I bet the direct to garment would work pretty cool. I don't know why when you were talking t-shirts, give me's, give outs, I see this like big thing in the back. Sell your house today, right? Get cash for your house or something. Scan here to learn more. And I think that came in my mind because I've locked up deals. I don't wear jackets anymore. This is about the heaviest of jacket I have to wear out here in California. But when I was in Ohio, every winter I had a jacket that on the back of it just said, we buy houses, and I had our phone number and that kind of stuff. And I used to get asked all the time when I was standing in line, what is this? What's on your jacket? What does this mean? So maybe test it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back. I'm actually emailing back and forth with the owner to see if he can throw me a bone with the discount. But he hasn't gotten back to me after the first email. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep you posted.
How about some of the others that are on? We got some faces we haven't seen in a while. Larry, good to see you. Let's see who else is on there. Some of you guys are getting small on my screen. Eileen, I see you around. Thomas, you're here. Gall, I see you waving. Looks like you're trying to drive with a virtual background. Kind of looks funny. I see steering wheel, but a boat marina.
I was saying earlier when I was not unmuted that I'm taking a course mobile home to learn more about buying mobile homes.
I thought you were on another call. I didn't mean to mute you because you were talking to us. I thought you were talking to somebody else.
Okay, it's fine. Yeah, so I'm just trying to move forward with that. And just to be very transparent, I have to get on my digital marketing because I've basically got a stale website, and that's my own fault.
Well, I think
Put that
where to
out
reach
there.
out for that.
I do. Thank you.
So
I do have one quick question.
Yep.
Where are the recordings of the calls?
You got two different plays. It's a great question. There's two different ways that you guys can access the replays right now. That's probably going to change. Oh, maybe by Q4, we might get around to that project. But right now, if you go on the REI Toolbox website, so reitoolbox.com, up there in the top navigation bar, you should see a button that says log in. When you click on that, if you've never set up your portal, you've never actually, registered your name and email address on that particular portal, there's a button in there that says new member or something, and it asks you to put in your first name, your email address, that kind of stuff to create your account. If you've already done that, then you just click the login or fill in the username password. And that'll take you to the back end where we house all of the recordings. Okay. That format has a little bit better search functionality. You kind of like scroll through. I only want to look at stuff that was from May or April or last November or whatever it is. So you have a little bit better navigation in there. The other way that you can find the replays, because I've been talking like crazy, you guys hear me preach it left and right. Video, 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 video. Video is the way. Video is the best lead generator out there right now. There's a major platform called YouTube, if you haven't been aware. We also take all of the call replays and post them to the REI Toolbox YouTube channel. So you can also go to the REI Toolbox YouTube channel, look for weekly call replays. That one, you're going to have to kind of decipher through them or kind of click through and find all the different ones because that's YouTube's platform, right? But we do put them up there and make them public after the fact because why? We're playing the game that we preach. We put a lot of video out there. We put a lot of content out there. Not that a 45-minute training like this is, designed specific for YouTube, but guess what? It does randomly get looked at. I get random comments. I have random people reaching out to us saying, hey, I happened to stumble on one of your training videos, watched a little bit of it, wanted to reach out. Sounds like you guys know what you're doing and how you can help me. So that is the other way for it. Bob, is that a hand for a question?
Yeah. Thoughts on the new scam that's out there with regard to the AI pulling people's voices from video and creating an emergency message to family members.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't get wrapped up in all that.
Ooh,
Crap.
okay.
I'll be honest.
right,
That's
just-
the first that I'm hearing if they're taking it. And if somebody wants to use my voice to create an emergency thing, my dad's probably going to call me and ask me if it's true.
Okay, yeah, and that's the priority, making sure that somebody in your family is aware that something's going on and have like a code word or whatever.
Cool. You guys didn't know Bob's like our resident, how do I want to word this? He's our resident.
I'm the other nerd other
hypochondriac
than
for
Roger.
hacking and personal safety.
I'm the backup to Roger ish.
Taylor, is that a hand? We're going
Yeah,
once.
Sorry,
Good.
sorry. Okay, so I have a question on that, on the YouTube stuff. So I do a lot of videos that, they wouldn't go on like my website, but they're like videos of me doing projects and I put them on social media.
Yep.
Should I put those on YouTube?
100%. Especially like, actually what you're doing right now is a perfect example of this.
Yeah, I'm
Video-
taking video of this.
Yes, while you're up there doing that, even
Yeah.
though I get it, 20 people are going to argue with me and say that you shouldn't be doing the work, you should be outsourcing it, blah, 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 blah. That's not here nor there in this. However, you're there doing some work right now. You are quote unquote focused on the mobile homes. You're supposed to be, you know, Benny Flip is the mobile home experts in the Phoenix area. You're at a mobile home. You're doing work on it. Talk about it, right? Social media is a great place for that, but YouTube also has the ability to load YouTube Shorts, which is very similar to IG Reels, which is very similar to TikTok, right?
Yeah.
But you can, even if it's not a vertical short, even if you took like, I don't know, a 2 or 3 minute video where you're explaining what the heck you just did on that roof and why you did it and why are you choosing the product that you chose to use, and you load that up, make that public, put some information into the description, right? Play the SEO game. Don't get too wrapped up in is it perfect, and get it out there. It will get stumbled on at some point.
Okay.
And it's just another outlet that you can take that singular piece of content that you just started with and have another outlet to get it out there on.
Okay. And that also reminds me of another question. So I lost the opportunity to do a video for the locations page at my Mesa project, but now I have one in Chandler. And so do you have any, are there any members that maybe have examples of what they say when they're doing the location videos like at their project? And should I like wait for it to be done or?
So shoot me a message after this. I'll send you a couple of the links because I don't expect you to remember them.
Okay.
But one of our clients, they've been around forever. They rank like crazy in the Charlotte, North Carolina market. MAV property groups on their location pages. Now we created their location videos. These are voiceover with slides, that kind of stuff. They didn't want to actually do the video themselves. However, they are great examples of a template that you could pull from and say, okay, I get what they're trying to say in the video.
Mhm.
The next step up, or kind of the better example of that would be you standing in
Yeah.
in Mesa, in
Yeah.
Phoenix, in Scottsdale, even if it's not at one of your projects, go find something that's well known in that area. That when somebody sees that in the background, there's no confusing, this is Taylor, this is the person that I've seen in this brand, and they're talking about X city, and I know they're standing in X city. The
Mhm.
other reason we do that, if you do that and you shoot it even with your cell phone, it picks up the geolocation. And that geolocation is tied to the metadata of that video when it gets loaded up. And from a search engine standpoint, that just, yeah, I mean, you're checking so many boxes at that point, that video is probably the best that you're going to get from a rankability, the rankability of it, the metadata behind it, all that kind of stuff. Then you've got the physical social proof coming through in it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So don't think you have to do it at one of your projects. Even just
Okay.
going, another Laura Holmes, go look at their website. It's on their military page. Now, this
Mhm.
is a location page. This is a service video that Jake and Marie did. But if you're in the Fayetteville, North Carolina area, you know exactly where they're recording this video. It's at one of the memorial, like the Veteran Memorial Park with a bunch of statues and all that kind of stuff. If you're military and you live there, you know exactly where they're standing. It's a great example of them just being out in a location that made sense for the type of video they were shooting.
Gotcha. Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Great question. Anybody else got something? See, Kim's on. Welcome. Larry jumped off on there. Segal, I don't know if you're still driving. Kim, go ahead. I saw you on mute.
Just saying hello. Hi, everybody.
How's things going? Anything going on? Do you want to share, ask questions about or anything?
We just came back from 2 seller appointments today. Organic leads. One was a referral and the other one was from a mailer.
Sweet.
So yeah, that's what's going on.
Cool. Segal, did you have something? I thought I saw you on mute.
Yeah. So now I'm not driving anymore. Thanks for waiting for me. So there's actually 2 things I want to say. First of all, I never realized I didn't have how it works on my thing, and I put that how it works, and that just raised 3 more leads a week with that how it works that I didn't have on my website. So now I'm working on About Us, because you were saying to concentrate on the how it works and About Us page.
Yep.
Yeah, so that really was a game changer in the website. I wanted to share it to help other people know that. And it also helped us rank higher on the Hawaii. And then the other thing is that now a lot of developers are coming to me for design service. Like I have been yesterday on a boutique hotel design for 20 units that they want to build and 5 renovations of that. And I was wondering, you know how you said maybe we should find a way to give service like he does with the probate, and he gives service on how to go from a big house to a senior house, you know, and how. So I was just thinking, would helping with layouts and workout, is that a service as well? You know, like design service, is that like something that I can do as a service? You know, you're buying your new house. As a service, we can also help you do the new layout, you know. Would that
100%.
be?
100%. It could be a service if that's something that you wanted to go down. We used to do that like crazy with our construction company, not under our property side, right? Our house to home properties where we were buying and renovating and flipping. It was something that our construction team kind of handled, because I already had the staff, the drawers, the architects, right, the designers, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But if that's something that, you know, I know you've got a little bit more of a eye for creativity, being a photographer.
No, I'm
So-
an architect in my
Yeah, and that's where I was
professional.
going. And you have that past life as an architect and that kind of stuff. So it could be a good fit if you see that you're getting people asking those questions and it makes sense. Do it.
Yeah. Thank you. I was thinking about that, just always thinking about how I can give service to relocation or people coming here, or, you know,
Yep.
if that's, yeah.
Listen,
Okay.
at the end of the day, real estate is a very broad realm, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of ways in real estate that one can make money. It's not limited to just buying and flipping, buying and wholesaling, buying and renting. There's many ways in real estate that you could find a way to make a dime off of it. It comes down to what do you want to do? What kind of time commitment do you want to put into it? Where's your passion, your interests? These type of things fall into it.
I
right.
realize I'm going more into Airbnb because I am in a location where it's all Airbnb, and the boutique is very huge in Europe, not so much in the States, but everything is around boutique in Europe.
Mhm.
And it's slowly coming over here, the European style of vacationing, but boutique is huge in Europe. Everybody will go first to boutique hotel before they'll go to just any hotel, you know. So it's just thinking, yeah, I can bring that into here, you know, there's more value.
Well, I have a really good friend actually right in Taylor's neck of the woods, over there in Scottsdale, who just sold her Airbnb design and management company. And that's what they were known for. They helped investors pick up Airbnbs, but they helped them figure out how to design them and make them luxury, and then they managed them for them. And that was their little niche that they carved into how they were going to make money in real estate.
Yeah, that's,
So-
could you share with me her website? I could check it out.
I'll get it from her. I think it's just rebelrentals.com or something like that. Rebel Rentals is the name of her company.
Okay,
Well, was her company. She now sold it for a really nice exit.
nice, nice. Rebel, what did you say again? Rebel what?
I think it's just Rebel Rentals.
Okay, thanks.
She was a little bit of a rebel. That's why she named it Rebel. All right. If nobody else has anything, I put out in the Facebook group, there was something that I wanted to share. We spent the last couple of weeks on these Wednesdays calls, really talking a lot about retargeting, marketing, retargeting traffic, retargeting people, right? Eyeballs. And earlier this week, I'm not going to pull it up and share because I don't want to share personal information about a couple of our clients. But you guys know Chris and Sal really, really well. I just happened to dig into their stuff and shot them a video and sent it yesterday. But we also have another client up in the Columbus, Ohio market. He's been on these calls here and there. He's another one of our high-end clients, Phil Arthur with RC Home Buyers. And I was studying into some of his data. And we've got another client over in New Jersey that, New York, Long Island area, where I was studying into data. And where we were studying was just how impactful the retargeting components of their campaigns have been. And to give you guys a little bit of for those that are new to the call or haven't been on the last couple of weeks, big thing that we were talking about is we have our website, right? We're driving traffic at that website. Whether it's offline stuff, you're doing direct mail, you're making phone calls, you got t-shirts running around, whatever, you got signs. I don't care where it's at, your website should be everywhere. Front and center, you should be telling people like crazy, get to my website, get to my website, get to my website, right? Because the website's the central hub, place that we can house all the right information and guide people where we need to guide them from. But we already know that when people get there, they don't always take the action that we wish they would take. I was on a call with one of our clients the other day. He's getting phenomenal traffic on the website. He's like, I'm just not seeing any forms getting filled out. Well, if I could figure out the magic button to make somebody fill out the form, I'd be a rich SOB, right? What he is getting, though, is people calling him. What he is getting is people leaving the website. And because we've got a solid retargeting campaign, they're eventually getting back. And then they're either interacting maybe with his chatbot, or that's when they finally fill out a form, or they pick up the phone and call, or they hit him up in his social media, and he's getting leads from all over the place. But it's because of the retargeting, the chasing aspect behind it. We know they get there. We also know they don't always take action the very first time that they land on your website. Can we all agree with that? Yes? Quick thumbs up on that one. So retargeting is really a safety net or kind of a catch-all. And our number one retargeting campaign that's working like crazy right now is that postcard retargeting aspect, where we have a software that we plug in on the back end. Somebody gets on the website, and about 70% of the time, it picks up this person's physical mailing address. 2 to 3 days later, first class mail, nice 6x9 postcard, something like this one right here, ends up in their mailbox. And on that postcard, there's QR codes that give them an ability to scan to come back to the website. There's also a phone number on there for them to call, right? And some information. Well, as I was looking at some of these campaigns that we have running, there was a few that really, really were standing out on it. And Chris and Sal was one that hands down, I even told them in their video, they are seeing some phenomenal results. And a lot of it's courtesy of how much they pay attention on these calls, how much action they put into it, and really how clear they are on who it is that they serve. Some of you guys that have been around for a little bit, let me test the waters. Bob, I'll pick on you. Who is Chris and Sal's avatar? You're muted.
Thank you for the softball. It's probate families that are struggling to get their stuff square.
Probate families, right? They talk about it nonstop on these calls. We talk about it like crazy. It's very clear. You go to their website, it is stupid crystal clear, right? Well, their postcard, I have one of theirs around somewhere here in the office. When their postcard goes out, it's like really big on there. We buy probate houses. And when I was looking at their data, I don't remember all the granular metrics, but they've been running it since roughly about October. We plugged this in and started to run this campaign. I think they've had a total of about 400. It's like 390 something postcards have gone out from people that got to the website, didn't do what we wanted them to do, didn't get to the conversion page, found a mailing address and got it out. So it's like right around that 400 mark. They are getting something like 13 or 14% return to site, which is insane from one postcard. This isn't multi-touch. This isn't, multiple postcards in the mailbox over X number of weeks. They don't even have these people's addresses. The system's not allowed to give out the address for compliance purposes. This is just one postcard, one time, hitting them. They're getting like 13 to 14% return to site, which is insane for this type of campaign. Typically, we see it floating around a 2 to 4%. Now, the reason I say it's insane and why it's courtesy of everything that they've done, the traffic that they're initially getting to the website, who isn't doing what they, we would like them to do and then bouncing off, is ideal traffic. Because if it was not the right traffic initially, just because postcards are going out, does it suddenly make them the right person? Right? If I walk into Victoria's Secrets because I need new underwear and I leave and Victoria's Secrets remarkets to me, is it the right audience? Probably not. Kurt's like, I don't know what you do in your private time, right? I don't think anybody wants to see Sean running around in Victoria's Secret underwear. So it's all about getting that right traffic there. Now, they get phenomenal return to site because the people receiving these postcards are the ideal people. They just got whatever. They got busy, they didn't take the action, they grabbed a little bit of information and left, but the postcard is pulling them back. And here's where it got really, really juicy. I've asked them to send me some information so I can run it through another software that we have that can create this matchback, because I have a feeling it's higher than this. But somebody take a guess. How many deals, not deals that they've locked up, how many leads, we'll call them leads at this point, people that have actually filled out a form on their website saying, hey, I want to talk about getting a cash offer. Somebody take a stab. How many do you think, if they've had about 400 postcards go out, how many of these leads are tied directly to the postcard getting them back there? What would be your stab at that number? See how well we are with some math. Bob, put something in the chat. I can't see it on my screen way up there. What'd you say?
20.
20? Bit high. Anybody else have a stab?
7.
7? Pretty solid guess. Anybody else? Eileen actually nailed it right on the head. They've had 7 people that have come back to the website due to the postcard on that second visit, fill out the form, come into their system as a actual lead. And when we put dollars to this, they are roughly at the 7.5, it's like just shy of the $8 mark per lead off of their postcard campaign. their postcard retargeting. Let me make sure I get clear on that word. Their postcard retargeting campaigns costing them about $8 per lead. How many of you guys want $8 leads? Kurt has an idea of his numbers because he lit up. I saw his eyes get nice and big. $8 per lead. Now, when I started to look across some of our other clients that have this campaign, that was like their stuff standing way out on there. Typically, what we see is somewhere in the vicinity of about $40 to $50 per lead coming back on that, based on how much has been spent, how many cards have gone out, the return to site range, and what actually comes back and fills out that form. But for Chris and Sal, that's 7 leads that they otherwise may have missed if they didn't have a catch net, right? And this is just one thing that's going. So I'm bringing this up because I spent a lot of time the last few weeks talking about the retargeting. We spent some time, it's on my chart somewhere in here, right here, talking about postcards is one of them. The other campaign that we're using a lot of right here is the geofencing, being able to retarget traffic, leveraging the programmatic ads, getting direct to mobile, hitting them on their phones. Local investor, one of our clients in the New York area, this is his like #1 traffic driver. RC home buyers, another one that's getting phenomenal retarget traffic back, meaning they saw an ad, they saw something, got to the website, and all of a sudden started to see the retargeting ads, brought them back, and are starting to nurture them through those pieces. It's becoming more and more evident in real estate that if you are not chasing the prospects that are out there, you're probably losing them to your competition. We agree with that, yes? But there's people out there looking, they know your company, they've heard of you, they've seen you. I get 2, 3, 4 phone calls a week right now for Access Home Buyers, our company up in Ohio, where people are like, I found you online, somebody told me they saw you online and gave me your phone number. I was looking for something and I found your phone number online. I get that all the time when I ask, where'd you guys hear from us or hear about us? How'd you find us? We don't do any other marketing right now other than just all the SEO stuff, everything that we teach you guys, we do it ourselves on our brand. And I'm getting constant being told about it. Retargeting, if I really wanted to amp that up, my brother's pushing on me to do it. We drop some retargeting behind it. I know there's traffic hitting our sites that we're not capturing. Taylor, I see your hand up. Is there a question about this before I continue? Or is that still up from earlier?
I think that's still up from earlier.
Okay. So the reason I'm talking about all of this, bringing this up today, is I think it's, somebody look at the calendar. Is it the 24th? Is that a Wednesday this month? The 24th, 25th. I can't remember the date. 24th. I see Bob giving me the 4th. Wednesday the 24th, during our normal phone call or our normal training time, I'm bringing a special guest on. You guys are going to see some information coming out here really soon. I'm bringing a special guest on who is helping us take this postcard component to a very crazy level. What do I mean by that? How cool would it be if when postcards went out to prospects, let's say, how many of you guys pull lists, skip trace lists, and go after them, cold call, text, send in your own direct mail, that kind of stuff right now? Anybody doing that? It's like tried and true way, right? The digital side's the enhancer, that's still a tried and true method to get your business in front of enough people, right? How cool would it be if you took that skip trace list, was able to get direct mail right in front of that exact audience, drive them exactly where you want them on the website, know that if they don't take action, you're going to catch them with a different message on a different type of postcard. But imagine when they scan the QR code that takes them to the website, you get notified that Bob just scanned the QR code. Kurt just scanned the QR code. Eileen just scanned the QR code. Anybody get excited about that? That technology is about to come out. Kurt, I saw you on mute. What were you about to say?
I was just going to say that'll give you an opportunity for a pretty quick response.
More than just a response. Imagine what you could do. Right? If I had a list, say I took a list of, oh, I don't know. Took a list of about 1,000 names, right? And I dumped them into, ideally, we dump them into a 13 touch point campaign where we're hitting them with some text, some calls, maybe a voice drop or two, get a postcard or handwritten letter or something in front of them. And I'm reaching out, and I'm reaching out, and I'm reaching out. And finally, QR code gets scanned on one of these pieces of mail that they got in their hand. They're not responding to my texts, they're not answering the phone calls, but all of a sudden I get notified now that so-and-so just scanned that particular QR code. Could I then immediately dump them into a whole other touchpoint campaign? Could I really freak them out and be like, hey, Kurt, this is Sean with REI Toolbox. I noticed you were just on our website a few minutes ago. Imagine they scan it, we get notified, you're able to dump it into something, and about 2 minutes after they were hanging out on the website, they get a text message. Hey, Eileen, Sean over here at REI Toolbox. If you didn't find what you were looking for on our website, please reach out. We'd love to be able to get you the information you're looking for. You think your competition's doing that kind of stuff? No. So I really want to encourage you guys to mark your calendar for May 24th. It's on this exact, we're doing it at this exact time for this call so that it's kind of normal for you guys. But Dave and myself, we're going to be getting on and we're going to be talking a lot about how this automation component can get built, and how we have all the technology ready to go to bolt this together, and you can be able to have it up and running and firing in no time flat in your company, in your business, to continue to push the envelope on the way marketing is happening. For me, this type of marketing is very similar to like Roger getting geeked out over the whole AI aspects and the tools that are coming out in the AI world and how that's really helping speed things up, make things a lot easier. The technology that we've been able to put together over the last few months, bring together on this, talk about time freedom, talk about being able to stay super consistent, talk about being able to get ideal messaging in front of the ideal audience and know when they're actually paying attention to it so that we can go after the ones that are actually showing interest. I personally think it's going to be a game changer for the real estate companies that put something like this in place. So again, what date is it? Let's see who was paying attention.
24th.
May 24th. There will be information coming out probably first part of next week. Some marketing information about it. We'll see some of the other topics that we're going to talk about in that web training. Not really even calling it a webinar. We're gonna really do a lot of training, show it. Dave's going to come on, show how the technology works. Talk about kind of where it's even going beyond that. Pretty soon he's looking to take it to an even higher level from there. But mark your calendars right now so you guys don't forget that date. Thoughts, comments, questions, whether it's about this, whether it's about what's coming up, or just some things that I've talked about when it comes to the retargeting aspect.
Sean, what is Chris and Sal's website? I'd like to look at the website.
ohanalegacyproperties.com.
Okay.
Just know you might have a postcard in your mailbox in about 2 to 3 days after going on their site.
That'll be a good test.
And that's the other thing too, when I was talking to Chris and Sal, we share their website left and right. They share it all the time on these calls. I'm surprised one of them's not actually on here. So a lot of the cards that have even gone out, I shouldn't say a lot, it's not, hundreds. But there's a small percentage of you guys that have gone on the websites and then end up with one of their postcards in the mail. Well, you're not the ideal audience. So for the fact that they're holding these solid numbers, even though there's, a couple bucks here and there a month, maybe getting dropped in postcards that aren't going to the right type of audience, that's what made it even more like you've got the right audience hitting your website on a consistent basis. I think, Taylor, you had it happen when you went on to, was it Jacob Marie's site, I believe, Aurora Homes, you ended up with one. Some of you guys might have even ended up with an REI toolbox one in your mailbox at some point. They're shaking his head. Just know, if you go on their site, you might end up with one. But that's exactly what I'm talking about right here. Now, that postcard, that QR code, that's not the one that I'm talking about. I wish we could get it onto that technology, maybe in the future. But from a front end and standpoint, is where the technology is coming in right now. Anybody else? Thoughts, comments, questions? We do want to be respectful of time and wrap us up at the hour.
I have a question. Do we need to set up a call with you in order to have the postcard retargeting set up, or just an email too?
No, it's the easiest way. Set up a call. We'll talk over everything because there's a couple things that we need to discuss on it so that the team can get the creatives made up for it. And then there's also, we can set budgets. That's the big thing we have to talk about. What pages do we want to retarget on? What kind of budget do we want to hold ourselves to? We got a couple of clients that they only spend about $200 a month in postage. They don't want to
Okay.
go over that. We have other clients that are smaller than that. We got other clients that are higher than that.
Okay,
But again, that comes down to what pages are we trying to shoot for? Where do we want to drive that traffic back to, ideally, that kind of stuff.
okay,
And then once we have that, we set that up. There's a process that we go through. We put a little snippet of code in the back end of the website that allows us to start to track and see some of this stuff. And then once we feel like we have the right data and we know that our campaign's dialed right, we can turn it on. And the second we turn it on, it's 3 p.m. Pacific the next day. Anything from that day that we turned it on starts firing by 3 o'clock the next. And that's the other fun part of this. Eileen, it's almost 3 o'clock Pacific time right now. If you went on Ohana Legacy Properties site, hung out, and then got off and didn't do anything, chances are your postcard, if it found your physical mailing address, your postcard's on its way to the printer and to the post office today. It's after 3 p.m. Pacific, it goes to the printer and then goes to the post office tomorrow. That's why I say it's like a 2 to 3 day turnaround time from the time that somebody was there to all of a sudden this postcard shows up in the mailbox. Pretty slick. Anybody else? Thoughts, comments, questions? That, good seeing everybody.